Probably before Christmas time they'll have that running.
Nope. Get out of here, Funky Brewster.
He's the narrator of the little boy. I mean, the teenager.
I'll slap the paws off my face. Anybody else ever put me down?
I never heard of it.
Always there to...
But I know whatever you do, you gotta be good at it. Because I have no grown man sleeping in my house.
Yes, ma'am.
Is he the one that got slapped by Will Smith?
Yeah, it's Chris Rock.
It was Chris Rock? Okay.
Yeah. No, Chris Rock slapped Will Smith.
No, it was Will Smith that slapped him.
Oh, I thought Chris. No, because he's making fun of his wife.
No, Chris Rock is...
Sorry, just joking, sorry.
Will Smith played Muhammad Ali.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Chris Rock ain't gonna slap Will Smith. Well, it'd be funny to see. Yeah. It'd be the last thing Chris Rock did for a while, so they woke him up in a coma in the hospital. He went.
Quiet.
King Richard? King George. I can't remember if it's King George.
Quiet, 1 minute.
King George?
Oh.
King Richard? Alright, look it up.
Why do you watch soap operas anyway?
What's it called?
Everybody hates Chris.
Like Everybody Loves Raymond. Alright, it's Everyone Loves Raymond, Everybody Hates Chris. Got it. Right there.
No, this wasn't the episode. I wanted to figure out the song.
Yo, Chris Rock is slapped in the face by Will Smith. Yo, man. That's what happened. Now he's on Everybody Hates Chris. While the other ones, Everyone Loves Raymond. Is there a connection? I don't know. Ask Will Smith. It rhymed. That's why I write stuff down on a laptop.
Merry Christmas.
Appreciate you.
Oh, this only has 15% calcium.
Yeah, you want
What
to
does
look
yours
at it?
have?
I'm looking right now.
Your calcium.
You want to look at C, the vitamin C. Is it 100?
Calcium, I have 31%. Men's don't have calcium?
I don't know. I'm looking.
No.
Sometimes they add it, or you take a separate one. Centrium may.
Yeah.
Put this one.
You still, yeah, you need your calcium.
Yeah.
That's what the woman.
Centrium, which is right here. Niacin. It's got the niacin at 100%. Vitamin C, 100%. And the vitamin A is in there. Yep. Calcium. Not a lot for some reason, but 16%. You get a little bit. I'm going to double check. Here's the men's multi down here. Double check it. It's
What'd you say,
unbelievable.
16%?
Yeah, the Centrium does.
There's
I used
the
to take
All-Brand,
it.
16%.
What's the
Centrium.
difference in pricing?
$7.83 for 100. $9.98 for 100. So like $2.50.
Yep. It's got the same amount. Where's the pricing? 7. I'm going with this one. $7.83.
All right. Yeah, I think exactly the same.
You get the Irish Spring. All right. So the Native American Alaskan, he probably, watch out for copyright. He probably trained the polar bear from a young age as maybe like a protector or a friend. He has to talk to him because he kills his friend. So, yeah, just give me a second. So he brings him into the igloo on the other side of the river to help him. Now, Shelby takes him to the vet. So, the order of things is important. I think he tries to call her at first. Okay, this is like a panicking thing. Man, they got good speakers at freaking Walmart. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find. The speakers are spaced out, different areas. Let's see if I can do this. That's probably better. Okay. So this is what can happen. The polar bear. Okay. First of all, the 2 Alaskan state troopers go ahead for the second interview. They go for the second time to question Shep Dwight East. Okay. And they decide whenever they get up to him, they're going to, want to, I guess, recheck the Archie Rector, stuff, and then question him about him being Shep, because they think he's Archie Rector. Whenever he sees him from a distance, he takes busters and go. They see that he does that. They spot him. So they go after him. And they get it. They go over a mountain. The blizzard happens. They lose track of him in the blizzard. He makes it back to the wheeled wagon where he could wheel the wagon somewhere else. And that is when he gets hit by the polar bear. The polar bear gets him, claws his side, claws his rib, and then claws Shep too. Shep. The dog. The dog's name is Buster. So he gets Buster, claws him the side. Later, Buster dies at the vet. That's probably why he has to call Lady Shelby first. So he calls Doc Shelby's Lady Shelby. Lady Shelby goes to pick him up. She takes, I guess, him and the dog to the vet. And the dog has to die at the vet while he's there. Okay. So now we really got into the speaker right there. Okay. Going on this way. Eventually, he goes back to the wheeled wagon to move it. He moves it down the way, but he's still pretty much like hurt, And that's whenever he's left at the river, and he has to cross the river. On the other side of the river is the native, which is the Alaskan native. He's wearing a polar bear garb. He takes him into the igloo. That's when he does the sage stuff and tries to heal his wound more and talk to him about the polar bear, which was his friend. He's like, you killed my friend. But he was grumpy anyway, meaning he had a temper anyway, and he wanted too much fish. But he was a good friend. Now you killed him, but I'm going to help you. So he does kind of a Christian thing by helping him. So he heals him, and then he basically moves on from there. Then it gets into the assignment thing, because Doc Shelby finds out about Cop X, which is in the Fort Worth area. So they all have to ship over there. Whether they go with Shep, I don't know. Shep might have to work with them remotely because he was already injured by the bear. That brings everybody into the Fort Worth area. Then they have to do surveillance to find Cop X, because he's the one that set up Shep, Dwight East in the first place. This thing right here. This little travel thing. I wonder if that actually works. Alright, so the reason why I said that was because the order of events is important. Okay, so we're like in the middle of the story with Shepard, Dwight East. He's already met Lady Shelby, okay? Probably might know about Doc Shelby. But Shepard, Dwight East, has already talked to the 2 Alaskan troopers. They already ran his ID that said Archie Rector. Like, okay. And my character, which is Jonah, is like, hey, Sarge, you know, it works out. He's Archie Rector. So why the Alaskan trooper thinks that he's Shep Dwight East is because Doc Shelby goes to the freaking Alaskan State Trooper thing, shows them information, shows them newspaper clippings. He's demanding for his arrest, you know. Goes there, it's Archie Rector. Okay, so, but secretly, Alaskan Trooper number 1, hopefully Wahlberg, who is named Al Greenwood, knows it's him, probably secretly, but he has to go by the online system. He has to go by the system that says it right here. So finally, he goes over to this, maybe a scene where he points to the dwarf dog. Look at that right there. Do you see that? Do you see that? That is a computer system. It says Archie Rector. I've already looked it up. Look at it right there. Look at the screen with me. I can't take this paperwork. This paperwork is your paperwork that comes from your printer. We have to, there's like an issue with like who's who kind of thing. All right, now, that's important, but that already has happened. So why would they come back? But for one thing, Shepard knows. He knows they shouldn't come back, but the dwarf keeps pushing it. Okay, so Lady Shelby and Doc continue to have their thingy, blah, blah, blah. Things go on and on and on. Finally, there's all this other stuff. Story happens. Finally, the trooper set off to ask him in person, do you know a guy named Doc Dwight East? I'm sorry, I got that mixed up. That's the other guy. Do you know a guy that's named Shepard Dwight East? Do you know a guy named that? He happens to be missing, right? Or we don't know where he is. He happened to, so he's going to do that again. The only problem is he doesn't get a chance to do that. So by the time he gets up to the pines, the line of pines that go to the mesa, he looks down that way and he sees the wheeled wagon, or the wheeled van, or the Interceptor, which has been repainted. He starts to think, that is a Ford Interceptor. He's like, and then he looks again and he sees the cabin, the wheeled cabin, and he looks through the scope, whatever, and he sees that he's there. And so him and his buddy Jonah, hopefully me, they go to investigate. So he probably, at this point, Shep probably has set up some stuff, little alert things, little motion detector things. He realizes they're coming. He doesn't even look that way. He starts packing everything. German Shepherd Buster goes with him, and that's when they go right into the blizzard. Now they take the Interceptor as far as they can until the weather just overcomes them, and then they go after them too in the blizzard, which they shouldn't do, but they do it anyway, and then they both get lost in the blizzard. Now he gets through the blizzard. The 2 troopers eventually make it back to safety because they don't stray from the main road. Shep does. Shep goes off the main road, Buster, and then he gets lost in the storm. So Shepard, Dwight East, lost in the storm with the dog. They can make it over this little tiny mountain. Then they haul by foot all the way back to the wheeled wagon. That's when the polar bear had been stalking them for a while. The polar bear gets Shep. They fight it out. The dog gets clawed on the side. Shep gets clawed on the side. Shep takes a small pocket knife, pretty good one, stabs the polar bear over and over and over again in the neck as many times as he can until finally the polar bear passes out and dies. Okay, now he has to move camp because there's a dead polar bear there. So he moves camp, but he also calls Lady Shelby to take his dog in. Dog dies at the vet. Shep gets patched up, probably by Lady Shelby, yeah, rather than the vet. Most vets don't just patch up people. At least it's Inglourious Bastards. No, they had a connection, probably. Well, they probably had connections back then, during that time. Anyway, regardless, he gets patched up by Shelby, which is pretty good patching, but not good enough. He goes wandering, eventually, probably in delirium or craziness, he goes wandering to a river. The river's frozen. On the other side is, we'll just call him the Polar Bear Man. He's basically the Native American, he's Alaskan Native American that has this like little rattle thing, and he gets him to go across the river. Comes across, takes him to the igloo. They do this little sweating thing to sweat out the toxins from his body. That's when he talks to him like, "You hurt my polar bear friend. You killed him." Or whatever. You took away, you didn't kill him, you took away his flesh. He gets into like this theology of Native Americans, but he's still around. He's wearing like basically the garb. And then he talks to him, he helps him out. Then he basically releases him from the igloo. He's better. And he goes back to the wheeled wagon to move it. Then he moves it. Now, that's whenever Shep figures out what's going on. He investigates it. He finds out there's a link between him and Cop X. You can't look him up. It's a higher end cop. And that was when you find out the whole mystery of the corrupt cop that's in Fort Worth that's going across town using these like mock vehicles, like basically fake vehicles to get around, and he actually got Shep's interceptor. That may be why Shep has it still, because so it wouldn't have been covered up, because it's the final clue. All that's sent to the FBI agent, who hopefully was played by Sean Penn, and in the very end, what they do is they trank him. They trank the Cop X guy. They take him back to Alaska, and they strip him down his underwear and drop him off at a 7-Eleven. He's walking around, and then that's whenever the FBI come in to investigate. It ends there with them apprehending the Cop X one, hopefully played by Ray Fiennes, the evil one. It ends there at the 7-Eleven, and then maybe it transfers over to, you see this polar bear running in a field. The polar bear is like running free. All right, we got it. All right, so how much?
88 cents each.
Okay.
$34 right now.
34?
It's 34 right now. It's an RV 63.
You sure that's the right? You sure that's the right temperature? I'm getting 50.
So it's 34.
Look at the area that you're looking at.
I am.
What's it say on area?